It's the Cable MTG
Show. One of the Twitch pundits mentioned that it's all from one source and he was unable to confirm. I am the source right now, Workshops. This is... My contact at Stream Elements told me that Stream Elements was kaput and I would still get paid for my next sponsored stream, which is tomorrow. That's the boxing stream. Should be a good time. But that he understood if I didn't want to do it. So this is not coming from another Twitch. I don't even know who you're talking about. I'm a converter fan. Let's take a converter. In high school, you had 3 Steves: Canadian Steve, Crazy Steve, and Creepy Steve. Oh man, I would not want to go through high school being referred to as Creepy Steve. I wouldn't want to go through any period of my life with that name. Creepy Steve is just the... Oh my god, my skin crawls. I mean, a kid that? Jesus. An interesting tweet from Zach Bussey on... You could just fucking say what you're talking, Neil Stars. I just saw someone say something very interesting. Very interesting. I saw. Creepy Steve is assigned drug dealer in school. One of the fucking weirdest interactions I ever had at a music festival is this fucking guy came up to me. I was like sitting down, like watching like a side stage. And he goes, "Are you Mr. Fingers?" I'm just like, what the fuck? I'm like, no, what are you talking about? And he looks back, and there's like another guy behind him going like what is this? Are you trying to buy a fucking date rape drug? What the fuck? Mr. Fingers? Who the fuck calls themselves Mr. Fingers? Mr. Fingers? Yeah, if you were a guitarist, maybe that's fine. Or a keys player. Very natural nickname for a keys player. But that wouldn't explain the clandestine tone. This hushed person coming up. Hello. I've been told that you're Am I gonna end up being some terrible artifact deck again? Your last name is Fingers, but you would never go by Mr. Fingers by choice. So you think there's a chance you're saying that it was just somebody's actual name? I hadn't thought of that. I hadn't thought of that angle, some different thing. That would be much better. Oh shit, what up? Hey, Mutant Turtle Hermit, thanks for the sub, thanks for the 9 months. What is this? Oh, they threw some random track on the end of a playlist. Could be Big Red. We could be Big Red. Yeah, we could just ditch some of this trash. Your wife's a teacher and she goes by that sometimes. Mrs. Fingers. Nice. I had a childhood friend whose last name was Mann. And as a kid, I was wondering how his mom handled that. And then the first time I went over to their house, she's like the nicest lady. And she was like, "And you can call me Mrs. Mann." You know, just, just leaning into it. Just delighted. Delighted to tell a small child. Oh, the news comes from one person in the company as opposed to one like random outside source. Gotcha. I appreciate the summary, Seven. Well, it seemed like some green dorks were going around late last pack, so even though we're not green at all, you could take a Minskin Boo and just like be a red green deck. Try and like fish around for a channel to get this Emrakul out. I don't think we're playing these sevens, right? I don't think we're getting up to Ugin mana, not with this start. Let's try this. Cub wheeled last pack, you said to first pick it. I didn't even see it. Some cub blindness. Oh man, people are opening real cards down there. I second picked a Prismatic Vista, and we got Mox Emerald, Ragavan, Urza Saga game. All right. I wouldn't look a gift horse in the mouth. Horses are good eating. Am I winning? I would not describe it that way, Emily. But thanks for the 80-month watch streak. Would I look any kind of horse in the mouth? Oh, yeah. Hey, Caleb, would you like to look my horse in the mouth? He is a mouth champion horse. World champion, best mouth right there. Wait, you said Badger Mole Cub was in first pack? It's right here. How dare you? So what if Foothill's there? Oh, Scythe Cat Cub. That makes more sense. I think I did consider it for the first pick, actually. But when I heard Cub, my brain went to Badger Mole. I think I do want it. The Wooded Foothills obviously tempting. Maybe I should take it anyway, the Wooded Foothills. That Titanium might wheel, you know? All right. Ooh, okay. Yes! Why so grim, Monolith? Okay. It's kind of feeling like this deck might do something now. This is a very good pack for us. Like a third pick Mox Emerald, that helps a lot. Helps lift the old spirits a little bit. I think I want a braid. Yeah, give me that a braid. Ooh, I can smell that fucking stew. I might go check on it, actually, after this draft. I don't love any of these. I guess Tez can grab Ballista, huh? That's relevant. Hell yeah, checks. I do want a backup plan for this, getting this Emrakul out. Channel would be the tits. I think that was the Titanium pack. It was the only, like, actual green card in the pack, though. There's a regrowth dude. There's a natural order. Currently, we only have, like, one green creature. I guess I'll grab this one. The Manifold Key plays well with the Grim Monolith. So that's something. We passed Orb. Zurin Orb? Yeah, I don't care about that. Oh shit, there's an Orboride over here. I'll play that shit. Getting my deck. I'm gonna snag that there Pyrogoyf there. That's what I'm gonna do. The Coalition Relic is actually tempting for our curve, but that's alright. Still holding out hope we find a Taiga. How long do y'all leave a stew in the slow cooker for? I usually do like 6 to 8 hours. I think it's been in for like 5 hours now. As long as possible, right? Yeah, as long as possible. When I like fucking just run a fork through the hunk of meat and it just like falls away in front of it. You put it in before you go to work. Nice. Then you just got a meal when you get home. I'm gonna splash that Tinker. That lumberjack's tempting. I think with all these fetches, though, the breeding pool will be good. Tinker will be suitably free. I don't want any of this. Maybe Fireball for the sideboard. Maybe for the main deck. We do have the Bloodbraid Challenger that can cascade into it. I'm not huge on this Blightsteel, but we do have Through the Breach and Tinker. Might be okay. Oh, that's the worst Hippie Long Ears. I'm always paranoid about that. I'm always like checking and double checking and stuff. Tap the side of it to make sure it's hot. Like, yeah, today I'm cooking an arm roast. Hello, sneak attack. That was late, huh? That was late. Which I hadn't really cooked before, but apparently it's very similar to a chuck roast. It just has less fat in it, less marbling. And it's got this like big bone. It's got this big bone that goes through it. And the marrow in that bone is like kind of a delicacy. But I'm used to cooking chuck roast, so I'm sure it'll be fine. You have a nice tip roast you're going to cook up this weekend? Nice. How do you do your roasts? Do you ever like tie them off or anything? Braise in the oven. I kind of dig this Coalition Relic. I like it even better than the first time I saw it. Kind of a wild one to build, huh? I think I'm going to cut Vibrance and Memory Jar. Oh, I love that for you, Corrupt Dictator. Makes all the difference. Have I ever tried Argentinian Asado? Oh, is Oh, hey, we got the Lumberjack bag. Just Argentinian barbecue? I don't think so. It looks very similar to barbecues that I've been to in the States, though. I've never seen someone truss a pig up like that before. I have seen it on a game show, a barbecue game show, but that's the only time I've ever seen it. This is very normal for what we do here in the States. It's not barbecue, it's cooked with cinders. You know, you can cook barbecue with cinders, right? What do you think barbecue means? I think I might cut this Firebolt. Oh yeah, I was gonna go check my fucking stew. That's what I was gonna do. Hell yeah. I'll be right back. That sounds goddamn delicious, Bill Meister. Hot damn. That's a tasty fucking stew. I tried the marrow. Because there's this giant bone in the center of the roast, right? And I scooped out some of the marrow from that bone, and it was just like the richest, tastiest fucking pudding. I don't know how to describe it. It's fucking good. Super flavorful. I think the extruder stays in. Make sure I have enough artifacts for Tinker. I think we can cut Hex Drinker. Maybe I'll cut Tracker too, even though Tracker is like a creature for Ouroboride and an artifact for Tinker, kinda. Tez is also kind of an artifact. Yeah, let's take the Tracker out. Maybe I don't need this many Tinker targets. I guess we cut Battlesphere already. I kind of like the Battlesphere. It's very castable off of Grim Monolith. Expressive Iteration does solve a problem for the deck. The lack of selection. You're not sure about Tez? Tez has Everflowing Chalice, Walking Ballista, Manifold Key, Currency Converter, and Mox Emerald to tutor up. You can probably cut Converter. I like Converted, but there's no side synergies here. We don't have any natural discards. It also is another way of untapping Grim Monolith, so I think the Tez is good. I think I'm cutting a Braid. I guess I'll try this. Just hope we draw something good. Anything good? Anything at all? He needs it through the breach. I don't think Through the Breach saves me anymore. I don't think anything saves me. I think I'm just dead. Whoa, hold on. So we hit the bonfire very specifically. It's not likely, but there's a chance, right? There's a chance. We'll take our chance. Unlucky. The delayed blast fireball. How am I playing Portal? I have a Tinker in here. The usual way. This is like the opposite of last hand. Last hand was all mana, this hand's all gas. Kind of wish we had a Surveil land to grab. Try and set up the next mana. Mana, please. That's the opposite of mana. That card is very good against sneak attack. You can still do it, but you need to like sneak attack or Through the Breach on their end of turn so you can untap. This means that their bat token will not have Summoning Sickness. Playing the Fireball on my turn. So I'm taking an extra point. And they could play like a hasty creature that the Fireball would otherwise get. Like maybe they even play this pre-combat. That said, you could also run into like a Mana Tithe or a Remand and take a lot more damage from waiting. That's kind of what my internal calculus was doing. I think we passed with all our mana up. They just lead on voice anyway and forced me to do that. No fourth mana. Fuck. This might just be one of those not winning days. You ever had one of those? One of those days where you just don't win very much? Well, it's starting to feel like it's one of those. Do 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 do. Every day? Oh no! You gotta have a win every once in a while. So Chandra Pop Voice means I'm only taking 4 damage next turn instead of 7. And then you're less vulnerable to like burn and shit. They might even like attack the Chandra. I was gonna do this. Seems like a time to draw a card, yeah. Solitude plus Ephemerate would beat me here. It's kind of a narrow holding. Oh, there's one, alright. You can do a lot more damage with a Minsk and Boo than adding 3/1 counters to a Hamster Lord of Riots. No Ephemerate for the Solitude. Noise. It's the Minsk Rubit. So if I'd use Minsk to put the counters on the Boo, they'd be taking 4 damage this turn. Because I did not do that, we're doing 16 damage this turn. Which is an important difference because my opponent was in fact at 16. Yeah, I was nervous that slamming the sneak attack, they just like answer the sneak attack or like shock me or something or flash in a 2-power creature. You know, a lot of different ways to kill me there. Okay. I don't know. Spinning Relic versus like a Braid there, maybe. Any interest in Subnautica for my variety day? I'm not huge on survival games in general. Everything else about the game looks sweet. I guess I was supposed to bin the Chalice, huh? Keep the Coalition Relic so I can go to Braid into Relic, and then Relic would give me Sneak plus Activation. No flash creatures. Okay. That's a bummer. But then I got the sneak attack, but still a bummer. Monolith. Manifold key. It's less good. This is kind of the turn we need to sneak, right? They're sitting there with 6 permanents. They didn't play anything else, though. They don't seem concerned. Maybe they just have Solitude again. Serving. Look at their hand. They have 5 cards in hand. Got that island in case we draw one of our 2 blue cards. Triangle lands. Trying. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. But I could just make it 3-3. They are at 3. All right, we just got him. This Haster Bank. Give my Haster the key. Missing red, but we do have Through the Breach Emrakul. I think you keep this. That's what I think. I think I keep this. HEG Zimtastic. All right, red source off the top. Let's go. You're glad Boros got smoked? Oh, we hit it. I certainly jam Boros sometimes. Waiting for Peter Pan. Peter Pan, Wendy's calling. A small little dog has joined. How did I add Battlesphere last time? Yeah, I need to reset the Dave Cam. What do you think? All ramp but no pamp. I think the issue with a hand like this is that, like, sure, if you draw Tinker, you're off to the races. Or if you draw, like, the Cascader guy, he's just, like, infinite gas. But what happens if you draw, like, Through the Breach or Emrakul? Like, those 2-card combos, right? I guess I'll send him back. Okay, this looks better to me. This has been Chalice, maybe. Mark would say not to bin Chalice because it's Mark Chalice. But we already have Chalice covered because Mark's here. That's a reason to bin. Song kicks ass? Yeah. I think so. My wife put it on her car playlist. And when she started learning the guitar, she was like, I bet I could play this song. I was like, yeah, probably. Do. Do. You confuse him with King Buffalo. I can see that. Guitars are doing something similar anyway. The King Buffalo bass player is very distinctive, though. Bye, Dave. Yeah, is casting the extruder, shocking them, and then making a 3/3 at end of turn is pretty good. They go down to 10, and then you have 7 power. The other line is to untap Monolith and get very close to hardcasting this portal. I don't actually know which line is better. They're reanimating out of my graveyard, so I don't get it back. They were worried about the recursion there. Was Grief better? Grief's better if you know my hand. Maybe not even. I don't know. They were worried about me just getting back the Bloodbraid and having infinite gas. So this is like an exile on the Bloodbraid out of my graveyard, right? This is awkward because now Rip doesn't give me the portal anymore, so if I draw a land, I'll feel real stupid. Well. Yeah, a little bit of an error on their part. It didn't matter because I had the Fireball anyway. It turns out when you let a bunch of ice melt and then leave your drink overnight and then leave it out until it becomes room temperature, it doesn't make it taste better. You don't improve the drink. But now we know, right? But that's so much preparation time, right? You'd think it would make it better. All right, opponent. Now you're not going to do anything to any of my things, and this Minskin Boo is going to resolve on turn 2 and kill you. And I'll just be the agreement that we've got here. I'll say something nice about your toaster. I don't know. Whatever you want. Oh, if any of y'all play against an opponent that plays a turn 1 Orcish Lumberjack, I do recommend ending its little orc life as soon as possible. I believe an NDA was signed, Mark. Draw 2 cards. What could go wrong? Come on. You draw anything, even an answer to Orcish Lumberjack. Well, the Mox Emerald helps. We don't get to Lumberjack it, yeah. Ah, I forgot to attack, damn. But I'm past with a lot of mana. Kind of makes me worried about a bounce spell. If they do have a bounce spell, I'd rather uptick send than downtick. There's the outside chance that just drawing 4 cards finds you like an Emrakul or some shit for through the breach. Blightsteel. It seemed like there's a lot that could go wrong. And I'm, what's the word? I'm a coward. You see. Hull Breacher was not castable with their mana. I guess one bad thing is we could have drawn cards and then found the Emrakul, and then we threw the breach and they just counter it. That was a potential outcome. JLG, thanks for the sub, thanks for 34 months. Fuck yeah. What you got, GDBF? Did they attack the Minsk? If I had chucked, I would have found the Emrakul in time. Fuck, Seems like a reasonable matchup for the Ouroboros. Not a lot of removal out of the opponent. Tinker off the top would be nice. It's a lot of mana. We have not tinkered once, no. The brave choice? What choice? They just went like ramp portal. Fair enough. I see tomorrow now. I've seen very little Mr. Show. Bye, Tez. Yes, Mutant Turtle Hermit. All right. Because the One Ring, I can't ping them. It didn't matter anyway. Hey, well, watch streak there, Pilot Evan. 200 streams. That's a lot of streams. All right, I'm going to fire up another draft, and then after this draft, I'm going to go get my dinner. My din-din.